I am a member of the ANC, my brother is a member of the PAC, my other brother was a member of another party, but all of us, in all, our intention was to free South Africa. And South Africa was freed in 1994.
I left to go into Africa, Mother Africa.
But I know what growing up in a full and traditional setup of a family did for me. Because I grew up feeling so secure and
Good afternoon. Makgofa Mazibuko.
Ay, sikhuluma nga-seconds.
Sister Bettina.
It's short for
in
seconds.
The meantime, right. Guys, being South African is too nice. Welcome to an all-new episode of Looks and Wisdom Sundays with me, Oluchi B. Hey guys, it's Oluchi B. Please say the B. And this month is May. Obviously, we focused a lot on mental health. And I was away for like the whole month most of the time, so I really didn't do much. But one of the most exciting things that did happen this month is that I actually was co-programming the Africa Day Mother Dialogues at Constitutional Hill. I was invited by the organizer, TT. He goes by Langa as well. And a lot happened that day. So instead of just adding touch and go situations that I did this month, I decided to just focus this vlog on just one thing because I felt like that was very important. So we're going to be doing a lot of that. I did go to Cape Town, so I'm not going to be adding that. And I will have like a separate episode for the reason why I went to Cape Town, which was the Vipassana 10-day silent retreat, because it needs its own review. But for this month, we're just going to be doing the Africa Day thing. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And thank you guys for supporting me in all the things that I do. And I appreciate you guys. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.
And we reached 500 subbies.
Oh, hello. We did reach 500 subbies, guys. We're part of the, what do they call it? The YouTuber creator situation. So yeah, we are growing. #1 podcaster in South Africa. Sorry to the other guy. But yeah, otherwise, thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It's great. There were fantastic and big names there. Who was there, T? Lindiwe Zulu, former minister. Baleka Mbete was there. Yes, Baleka was there. Queen Abigail Khubeka, honey, was there. Lillian Goni was there. Lillian Goyi, Sister Bettina, and Bokang was there, and other fantastic speakers. This was very important to me, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week for our first episode, which is going to be on cancel culture. We're going to be talking about cancel culture the whole of June because it's a trending topic and a very important conversation for us to have, because a lot of what the cancel culture has been talking about is around podcasts and podcasters, because we have been talking out of our necks, and I have a lot to say about that. Okay guys, enjoy. Sorry I look shady. I didn't get time to change. I didn't get time to do anything. I was just pushing slavery the whole time. Otherwise, enjoy.
Oh shit.
Dumalang. Hey Tara. Okay, day 1. Well, it's the only day. This is Africa Day. Sorry guys. Celebrations.
Hi guys, today is the 25th of May 2025. That means it's Africa Day. So happy Africa Day to everybody that is here today. We are here gathered at this historical site. It's called the Constitutional Hill. And we're going to be speaking to important people today. We have Lindiwe Zulu, who is part of the ministry in South Africa. And we are joined this morning by coaches who are focused on wellness and health, who are going to be teaching you guys a lot of things. So we are officially going to be starting our program. No problem at all. So sorry about that disruption, but we do have Minister Lindiwe Zulu in the building. Former Minister. Study corruption, please. Study corruption. So, Lindiwe Zulu is going to be talking to us briefly. She says she's not going to do anything hectic because it is Africa Day. So, we're just going to be giving her the platform to do that. So, please, South Africa, for Queen Lindiwe Zulu. Thank you so much.
My name is Lindiwe Zulu. I am a member of the African National Congress by political affiliation. I was a Minister of Social Development. I was also Minister of Small Business Development, but that's neither here nor there. The reason why I am here is to remind us that we are celebrating Africa Day. We are celebrating a very important day that gives us the pride and the joy of being African. We are celebrating a day that we also need to celebrate on the basis that we have a history in the entire African continent. We have a history of colonization. We have a history of some people who came all the way from Europe. In South Africa, they landed in 1652. I think it's history, you do that. I get it? I get it? Yes. Yeah, so you know they arrived in 1652 and they did what they did. As Africans, we welcome them with our open arms. And as we're welcoming them with our open arms, they then decided, no man, these countries are very nice countries. We think we can take them for ourselves. Fast forward, when they arrived and they took over, Africans themselves stood up to say, not our countries. We belong here. You found us here. The fact that we welcomed you here does not mean you must then shoot us, kill us, do all the things that make it difficult for us. But again, it's history. I know you do the history. You know the history of South Africa of liberation struggle. You know the history of colonial struggles where the Zulus, the Sothos, the Bedis, the Tswanas, and everyone, they fought against colonial rule. They fought against white people who had come to colonize and occupy and actually take our resources. Fast forward, we all joined the liberation struggle. Those of us of 1976, we joined the liberation struggle because we felt the liberation movements that were there were trying the best they could, but they needed a bit of a youth blood, you know, a little bit of an oomph. And we did that. So I am one of those that decided in order for South Africa to be free, we need to stand up and fight in our different organized formation. I am a member of the ANC, my brother is a member of the PAC, my other brother was a member of another party, but all of us in all, our intention was to free South Africa. And South Africa was freed in 1994. However, as I'm speaking to young people, I do want to say to you, do not ignore that history. Do not deny that history. Do not undermine that history. Because you see now today, you have people, other countries in Germany during the time of Hitler, the First World War and the Second World War, those people who suffered during the Second World War, they still remember each and every bit of it. They write that history, they speak about that history, they want it not to happen again. So when we say to you, don't forget that history, it's not because we are wanting you to feel sorry for us. No, we need no sorry from nobody. We did what we needed to do because we needed to liberate the country. Myself as a young person, who's the youngest here? How old? How old are you? 13. Oh, okay, yeah. So myself, I had a bit of an advantage of being educated in the neighboring country called Eswatini. But the reason why I got educated there was because in South Africa, where we lived, there were forced removals. As black people, we were forced to move, and my grandparents decided we are not going to go and live in a hostel. We'd rather go, we're not going to go and live in a township. We'd rather go to Eswatini, where education was better, where there was freedom, where was all those things. However, the message that I bring to you today is a message of saying, when you are as old as me, what will you talk about? When you are 67 years old with 8 grandchildren, what will you talk about? What will you tell your grandchildren? What will you say you did for your country? Simple and straightforward, no complication. In order for you to answer that question, you need to answer it to yourself, not to your teacher, not to anybody, maybe to your parents or your grandparents, but you need to answer it to yourself. Because now I answer it to myself because I can tell you that I joined the liberation struggle at the age of 19. And since then, I have been on the road for the liberation of South Africa, and I never felt this way or that way. Don't think it was easy not to fall this way or that way. I am a member of Umkhonto Wesizwe, the real one. The original one. The original one. But of course today you guys have your choices, you know. I joined the African National Congress at the age of 19. By the time I was 19, my first message is that when you are as old as me, what will you say you did for your country, for yourself, for your parents, for your grandparents? I can answer for that from the beginning to the end. My second message is related to young people, drugs, please stay away. Abuse and abuse against women and children, stay away. Girls and boys, I'd like you to see the same things that I saw. I'd like you to experience the same things that I experienced, but not the ugly ones, only the good ones. Unfortunately, the other ugly ones, they keep coming along the way. Be strong, because the future belongs to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so my first question to you, obviously you spoke to us about your upbringing, your struggle, and our morning session is focused on health and wellness. And what I want to find out for everybody that's in attendance today, how do you take care of your mental health as obviously you're going through your process of being as a woman?
Support. Without support, it doesn't work. But the support must also be selective, because you can't be thinking I'll be supported by everybody. It's only natural. There are those who will support you, there are those who will look at you in different ways. But let me tell you, young people, the mental capacity for me remains strong because right from the beginning, I had a very strong-willed grandmother. I had a woman who didn't care who you are in the home. Tina askulanga tua, the boys will do this, the girls will do that. In my family, everybody did everything. If we needed to go to the garden, we went to the garden. If we needed to sweep a garden, we sweep a garden. We never had that. And that in a way created the strength, because now the problem I see, parents are the ones. They want girls to be in the kitchen and do that, and the boys are busy kicking soccer outside. It's a mindset shift of the parents who need to understand today and prepare both boys and girls to be strong mentally. But of course, being outside in exile, it also added to me being quite strong because the conditions were very difficult. As I told you, I was in Russia, it was freezing cold, and yet we were treated exactly the same as everybody. We had never seen snow. I'd never seen snow in my life. Suddenly snow was right in front of me and I had to walk in it. So the mental strength must be assisted at childhood. So to the parents who are here, please don't wait until the child gets to university, and then only when the child gets to university and then you see the problems, that's when you start thinking. The problems of mental growth and mental capacity start with when we are small. Now I can, as I say to you, I was assisted by the way I was brought up by my grandparents, but more importantly, I was assisted by being in exile and the challenges of exile and the need for me to survive. Psychologists will tell you better. I'm not a psychologist, but I can share for you that now, after I made those mistakes that I made, falling pregnant at 15, at 16 having my first child, at 18 having my second child, somewhere along the line when I began to be exposed to the world, I realized that life, ekaya, of it's automatic again with fall pregnant and it's okay. It's not okay for teenagers to fall pregnant. It's okay for them to engage in this and that and protect themselves as long as they know what they are dealing with. My strength is the support that I have around me, starting with my family, and that doesn't mean we're a perfect family, no. But when any one of us falls down, the family is there to rise. The people I surround myself with, and the decisions I take when I realize that this is not taking me anywhere. I don't have enemies. Enemies? What is that? No, I'm a hater. No, I'm a hater until now. It's simple and straightforward. If I'm hater on Instagram or whatever, what you are doing is not right. That's the thing. So you need to develop that strength of living, that strength of power, that strength. Waking up every day in the morning, I pray to God and I say, just for life itself. Just the fact that I slept and woke up. Some people went to bed and didn't wake up. Now, Mashope, now Usis Lungi passed away at the age of 64. She was okay. Last meeting was not right. All of a sudden, we're told she's gone. Thank life itself. Once you see that the life has been given to you, you wake up, then say to yourself, today and every day, what will I do for myself? What will I do for the people around me? What will I do for those who care for me? Sometimes we think it's money. It's not. It's just saying, sawubona, unjani, uvuke njani, ulele kahle, nami ngilele kahle. That on its own powers you. The last thing I also do, I'm a music freak, any kind of music. I listen to everything. Mangibona ukuthi ayingathi kuyangibhedela, ngiyahamba ngiyofuna music ongathi uyasuda. Mangibona ukuthi ngathi kumnandi, ngiyahamba ngifuna music ozongijayivisa. But also I read a lot of books. I don't just read books that I like. I read books that will give me something. I can finish a book and only to find that in that book, in the whole story, there's just one or two sentences that made me think about how happy I should be to be alive. Yeah. Don't make life to be complicated. Life is complicated enough. But find your way of saying, complication, I will park you there and I'll never go and pick you up. Minaga, the last thing, health. I don't carry burdens. For whatever reason, I make sure that I am the one that says, singayilungisa yini. Mangabe sayilungisa set, mangabe ayilungi, thank you very much. Ayilungi asiqhubeke nendlela. I don't carry burdens because like mhlawumbe uzwa umuntu athi wena ngazi wangenzani ngo-19 whatever. I haven't got time for that. I really don't. If there's a problem today, I must sort it out today. I must tell myself it must be resolved. Don't carry unnecessary burdens. Sometimes we are even carrying other people's burdens that don't belong to you. Labo bantu bathwalela ama-burden wabo bayazi-enjoya bona wena ubhizi uthwela ama-burden wabo. I don't carry burdens. One of the things that I know, not carrying burdens, have made me to be who I am. But lastly, I live a healthy lifestyle. I look at what I eat. Yabona nje inhliziyo yami nokuba buhlungu ngifike endaweni ngithole kugcwele ukudla ngibona abathi chap yo. I don't know what's going to happen. I exercise. Yes. I exercise. I try to talk to myself to remain calm and all. Exercise is important. No problem. Thina siqala uku-exercise masibona ukuthi wakiwe ejimini. Lento uyiqala usemncane, uloku stretcha nje kancane nje. Uzujwayele. So umzimba wami so wajwayela. So if I feel like I haven't gone running for 3 days or 4 days, umzimba wami uyasho ukuthi cha. Then ke angithatha amapilisi amaningi. Angiwafuni amapilisi amaningi. Thina sine habit. Uphethwe ekhanda kuvele lo athi thatha lokho uthi kubuhlungu uphatha thatha lokho siyathatha nje. Health people will tell you mangabe ngiyagula angibuzo omunye umuntu ngigijimela esibhedlela ngiyobuza ngithi kubuhlungu ngapha udoctor angenze kahle check ukuthi what's my problem. I will take what the doctor says I must take because the doctor knows, but not always, but most of the time. So I live a healthy life as much as I possibly can. Thank you.
Siyabulela kuMama Zulu, siyabulela ngayo into esenzelana namhlanje and udabulela uthathe nencwadi since ungumfundi. Hayi thatha makaze yami ubhale igama lakho ebona siyakwazi yetshana uzabona ixesha so sicela ufunde. Okay ke Mama Zulu siyabulela guys ngicela nini niqhubele izandla ngelapha.
Okay, we are outside for the practical demonstration. Okay, I'm going to join the twerking version. Okay, let me see. Pushing the prop. Hey, how are you? Book. Yes, it is. I was waiting for my setup to come. How are you?
First question I asked, I said, how old is she? So
why do people always ask that question?
Because I wanted to relate. I will buy it. I'd like my son.
Thank you so much. And it's very easy read. I wrote it because I know people don't like reading. I made it easy. At the end of each chapter, there's like exercises for you to reflect on each chapter. So it's just like based on my life. obviously.
What inspired you to?
My own journey. It was my own journey. So I started healing my journey in 2018. That's when the book starts. And then over 2 years, I went through my own spiritual experience. And then in 2020, during COVID, while I was sitting under a tree, God was like, so you got into the other side. Why don't you just write a book about your own life and inspire people to live? Because we do a lot of things, but we never clean ourselves from like the inside out, which is what causes all the mental issues. All of this unhappiness that we have with ourselves.
Self-published.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So I was just asking you, where do you find your books to set through?
Everything to me, and I could not think of living life without you. And I love you forever.
Guys, here is the rain queen. Oh my god, it's trying to steal. Okay, so the dancing is over. It's time to go in for the main event.
Good.
And all the adults can stay here and they're going to be served inside this room.
This dialogue, this day is about you. And I know that Niswadele. Thank you. I know Niswadele, but this is very important. And everything is science, and I'm trying to see Nina, but you guys know that already. I'm going to introduce some of the speakers that we have today. So by order of protocol, I'm going to start with our former president, our former vice president, Baleka Mbete, who is in presence with us today. Thank you for joining us today. This is an intergenerational dialogue. Intergenerational, because we need to start having conversations amongst each other without feeling like it's not possible. So that's our honorary guest for the day. We've also got in presence today, we've got Lillian Dube. We've also got Abigail Khubeka. You guys must ask them not to leave without taking pictures. Okay, we've also got a really great lineup of individuals, strong women. strong women. And I love Uti, there are boys here today. Boys, it's important for you guys to be aware the role that women play in our society. Did you guys know that this month is Africa Month? Yes. And that's why we're here today. And we are here to talk about African women. Everyone in this room was raised by a woman. Everyone in this room was raised by an African woman. And that's why it's even more special that we get to sit down and have conversations that our mothers have amongst themselves. And we get to listen to them. I loved it. And I think for the first one, what we will do, I'll ask Maminis to come and to do a poem. Maminis Silia is going to come up and do her poetry piece for us to open up the ceremony officially.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You say good morning. Good evening. Warm greetings to everybody. Dignitaries observed, and all the beautiful young ones that are here. My name is Eunice Sibia. I was born talking. I left to go into Africa, Mother Africa, because Africa received us onto her bosom. We were embraced by Africans. They didn't know us, but they embraced us. I didn't know where I was going when we were kneeling and praying with my mom. We were received by Africans like we belonged with them. From country to country, crossing borders that were created by people who took the decisions to carve our continent up without consulting us. We were not in Berlin. The people of Africa were not in Berlin.
Mama, he's going to come and present it to you.
Good afternoon. Makgofa Mazibuko. Happy Africa Day! I'm actually happy that we've got here. I don't know, the VVIP people, they're very important people at the back. Can you hear me? Yes. My children, can you hear me? Yes. Why does it sound like it's only girls? Where are my boys? Yes. Okay, I got you. I hear you. I'm a mother of 6. Wow. 2 from marriage. 2 from marriage.
Or just the FIA in general, but I don't see, so I think they essentially are doing the same thing, but I think that there's sort of been this counter action, and that has gained a lot more traction than I'm seeing Congo, for instance, gain, and Sudan and Haiti. So I mean, that's why I'm here today, and why I shop in general almost every weekend, and sometimes weekdays, is to just try and get this movement to gain traction. to get us to rise apart as we are rising for Palestine. All of these issues are interconnected, and I definitely do support, I want to make that clear, the liberation of the Palestinian people. But I would like to see the same sort of movement happening for the other genocides that are taking place.
Sex. Again.
Sex. Sikhuluma nga-second.
Sister Bettina.
It's short for
in
second.
the meantime, right.
Africa Day to me means that we get to celebrate
I'm part of the promo squad.
Okay.
I haven't been on film all day and it's very busy doing Africa Day.
Without hearing from Miss South Africa 2010. Give it up for Bokang Tshabalala. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Thank you so much. Right? You understand why she was with South Africa, Shai. You get it. You see it. And joining her for this one-on-one conversation is of imagine what will happen on a panel where you have got two of some of South Africa's favorite women. Well, you don't have to imagine it because it's about to happen.
As tough as it is. Okay. Dumelang Nikai. I'm a girl who grew up in a village. So for those who know Limpopo, I'm a girl who comes from Ampasele. It's a beautiful village just outside of Polokwane. And I was raised by my mother and father. And I always say this in such a joking way to say, you know, when you grow up in a village, and I'm talking on just believing yourself as a black child, right? When you grow up in a village, you just know it's the light-skinned girls who are considered beautiful. But I grew up with a father who used to call me Boki Special, the most beautiful girl in the world. Wow. And I say I believed it. Yes. Because this man spoke life into me. Didn't matter what. You could not tell me anything. And the reason was because I was raised by a man who loves me. And I was saying a lot of young people nowadays don't have that. And it's so heartbreaking. My heart goes out to any woman who has to raise children on her own, either because the man left or because a man passes away, whatever it is that might happen. But I know what growing up in a full and traditional setup of a family did for me. Because I grew up feeling so secure. I never feared anything because and half of the work that I do it because I know her. There's a little girl out there who comes from Ampasele, but she didn't have the type of a mother I had. She didn't have the type of a father I had. And so I use every moment and every opportunity I get to let a beautiful black boy and girl know what you are worthy and you can. Because you live in an environment where society and the media will tell you you're not good enough, either because of the color of your skin, either because of your background, and I always try and make it my point to say, you're not defined by your background. Don't let anybody tell you. Do you understand? Because you come from Gai or Gai, you cannot make it into this world. I usually go back to where I come from, which is Ampasele, and I say to these young people, I used to sit on that desk. Do you understand? I went to the same school that you are going to, and if I can, yes, you can. You know.
I just wish to thank everyone for still being here. You guys are not like me. I'm a very patient someone. I would have left a long time ago, but you guys are super awesome. I really want to thank you all. And also, there's this one adage I once came across, and it says, without anyone, actually, there's nothing that you can achieve on your own. And you need a community of people that will be able to carry you. And this could not have been possible with the help of Constitution Hill. This space alone, it's a lot of money. And I can tell you, Con Hill came through for us to have the space and the support. I just picked up my phone, so another important thing, connections, good connections. But it all comes from how you see it.
You girls love football, right? But we have Okay, coach, I'm gonna have a word with you, right? And what we can do is try and arrange a meetup so you guys can get to meet my husband, and then he can get to have a few words with you because we're at the bolo with all your hearts. We also have a tournament that's coming up. Yeah. Are you coming? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we need to talk. I wanted to do something like this. Thank you so much. I just started my business. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you guys for watching. Here are some photos that were taken on the day, and do comment, do subscribe, and do tell your friends. Up until next week, bye. Oh my god, that sounds horrible.